Yup. What's going on, everybody? What's going on? What's going on? This your man, Chris Allen. Man, it's Thursday. And we are here on another episode of On the Grind Coach. And it's absolutely amazing to be with you guys tonight. Hope you guys are having an amazing week. I am. I've been grinding all day. This has been a very, very productive week. And I'm so very, very excited about how things are just happening just organically for me in my life. It feels really, really good. So tonight is no different. It's going to be an organic show. I am so very, very excited to have on tonight's show as a co-host, not even a guest. We're going to call her a co-host tonight. A good friend of mine, a colleague, someone that I call a colleague, but also just a very, very good friend, my sister. And tonight we're just going to have an open conversation tonight about something that has just been, as a trainer, coach, dealing with this. I've dealt with it, and I think it's something that we need to discuss on tonight's show. And so, without further ado, I want to bring to the show my friend, my colleague, Miss Jackie Boyd. Jackie Boyd.
What's happening, friend? How are you?
I am absolutely amazing. How are you?
I am wonderful on this Thursday evening.
Yeah. You hear that background music?
I do. I hear that background music.
You hear that thing? We got a little vibe going. We got a little vibe. Hey.
I love it. You know me.
Yeah.
You know me in music.
I know you. I know that you gonna do your thing. So
listen.
Well, welcome to the show, Miss Jackie Boyd.
Absolutely, Christopher. Thank you for having me on this evening as your co-host. It's a privilege. I appreciate that.
You are a co-host tonight, not even a guest tonight. You are definitely a co-host tonight. We're gonna have some fun. We're gonna have some fun.
I love it. I love having fun. You know what I'm saying?
Well, yeah. But let me say this though. I want to say this. Last week I made a mistake last week.
Okay.
You sent me some numbers.
Okay.
And I looked at the numbers, and I ain't gonna lie to you. I kind of just rolled with it, flowed with it. I didn't even kind of check it. But I said on the show last week, I think I said like 38 million annually, or 39 million annually. But it wasn't 39 million annually. It's collectively over the last 7 years.
There you go.
All right.
That is absolutely correct. Now listen, who wouldn't love 38 annually? Million. But I'm like, no, that's not right.
Yeah. When I read that show, I was going to ask you for a loan.
Hey, listen, and if I was doing that, I would say, hey, how much you want?
How much you need?
How much you need?
Yeah. So it was 39. Was it 39 million for the year? I mean, for the 7 years.
It's between 35 and 39 aggregately over 7 and 8 years.
Okay.
So listen, we're in this business and we hustle, we grind, and that's the benefit, and that's kind of what it is. So yeah, I'm glad you corrected that, because I didn't want to get hit up by so many people like, hey, I heard Mr. Allen say. So thank you for that correction.
Yeah. I'm gonna turn down this music on the back. You hear that background music? I'm gonna turn it down just a little bit, kind of overpowering a little bit. How's that? Is that better?
That's good. That's perfect.
That's better. That's good. Hey, we're perfecto. We just moving. We just moving around here. That's all we doing.
That's it.
Grinding. Listen, we're gonna talk about something tonight, y'all, and we're gonna open up the chat comments. Tonight's conversation, Jackie, is probably gonna get a little touchy.
Okay.
We probably gonna step on some people's toes.
Little toes.
And here it is. You and I are probably not gonna agree on everything tonight, and it's okay.
That's right.
And we're probably not, and it's okay. But you and I have enough respect for each other. We're gonna have a conversation, because I may look at something completely different than you look at it, and you might enlighten me on some stuff.
And you might enlighten me on some stuff.
So we're gonna talk about it. So tonight's topic.
Can I give a little disclaimer first?
Say it again?
Can I give a disclaimer?
Absolutely.
Okay, so the disclaimer is, because we are a family-friendly show here, listen, everybody talks their vibe. So what, we might hear, and whatever, if you're bringing somebody on or bringing something on, listen, that person is speaking their heart. But listen, as adults, we're able to take that, just like you said, we agree with some things, disagree with some things, dismiss some things, take on some things. So that's the disclaimer. Everybody has a right to speak their truth, and we will unpack that. So I just want to put that.
We're gonna unpack it. We're gonna unpack it.
We're gonna unpack it.
So basically, what tonight's overview is, we're going to be exploring the dynamics of women working with male personal trainers.
There you go.
And the challenges that they may create in their relationships. All right. So about a couple weeks ago, someone sent me a video. That went viral on YouTube, and I took the video. I listened to the video over and over and over because I can definitely relate to how the video was portrayed.
Okay.
So I'm going to play the video. We're gonna play this video.
Yep.
If I can find it, because that was a really, really good video. So we're gonna play this video.
Okay.
And
there should never be a grown man teaching your wife how to work out. You see mine? She in the gym with me. There'll never be a grown man teaching my wife how to squat. You should. Ladies, we are not taking this fucking logic into 2025, bro. We're not doing this shit. And I don't know the gentleman who made this motherfucking video. I'm not talking to you directly, sir. I'm using your video simply as an example, okay? However, if somebody can crack your woman, my boy, once again, I'm not talking to the gentleman. I'm talking to in general. It ain't got shit to do with it being a personal trainer or her personal trainer looking good or him standing behind her when she's doing squats. Your wife was ready to get cracked if she gets cracked. Okay? I'm gonna say that shit because y'all with this argument is so fucking annoying. Because y'all, let me ask you this question. If your woman has a male OBGYN, which you gonna learn how to inspect coochies now, so therefore she can't go get inspected by him? If your woman has a male hairstylist who she has to spend hours in the shop alone by themselves, fuck, you gonna learn how to do hair now so she can't go to that man because you worried about her getting hunched on? If your woman has a male mechanic, you're not good at working on cars. You might be a great plumber. Fuck, you gonna learn how to work on cars now so she can't go to that male mechanic, or you gonna find a female mechanic? Like, what the y'all logic behind this shit is so old and it's so played out because the vast majority of you men don't even know a man who can tell you that his woman got cracked by a personal trainer. Most of y'all don't even know a man that's happened to. Y'all going off of shit that y'all see on the internet. Now, no, I'm not saying a lot of men don't be out here laying down with their personal trainer clients. Yes, the fuck they do. So I'm not defending and I'm not deflecting. That's not what this is. But however, I am saying this. Bro, if you're a good I ain't gonna say scientist. If you're a good lawyer, but you ain't good at the other shit, be a good lawyer. Don't bring your woman. One of the main things that I hear as a coach who trains women, the women who come on my program, you know what the fuck they be telling me? Well, yeah, I tried to get in shape. My husband gave me a workout routine and it didn't work. That's because, Sharon, your husband's a lawyer. He's not a fucking trainer, okay? He's a lawyer. Let him be a great lawyer. I'm the coach. I'm the trainer. I got that part. If you are so insecure to where you are worried about your woman getting cracked by a male personal trainer, my boy, either you got trust issues with your woman or either you insecure within yourself and you know that man look better than you. It's one of them two things. I'm a man, so you can't tell me no motherfucking lie. I know how men think. I know how we think. It's either you don't trust your lady or you're worried about your lady you worried about that man look better. And your woman is going to be admiring and looking at this man. It's one of those two things. It's never no in between. Those are the only reasons as to why you would be worried and or have an issue. Because I promise you.
All right, we're going to cut it right there.
Okay.
I think he done said everything he needed to say.
Here.
Yeah, you know, he went in. He went in.
Mm-hmm. He went in.
So go ahead. I'm gonna let you have. I'm gonna let you have because you know he said a lot.
He said a lot.
He said a lot. And if those who were offended by the language, it is what it is.
Yeah,
it's what it is.
Put that disclaimer out there. On the
it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? But let's talk about that. Let's unpack things. I'm gonna let you have the floor first.
Okay. So first of all, I want to say that everybody is entitled, to think how they think, to feel how they feel. Now, as a female who did not want to work with a male trainer, and Chris, let me just say, we're both single people.
Yes.
We've both been married.
Yep.
So we understand the dynamics of both sides of that fence.
Absolutely.
Okay. And so let me just put that out there.
Right.
Neither one of us had any pressure from any person. So let me just say that, because someone said, well, you're not married. People don't say that. You're not married, so you don't know that. Listen, we were both married. Neither one of us at this time had pressure, though, from anybody saying, oh, I don't think you should do this. I don't think you should do that. So let me just start with me. When I decided that I wanted to work with a male trainer, I came to that decision after saying initially I did not. And the reason why I did not had nothing to do with somebody else, had to do with my personal comfort level. So I thought, okay. Sure. And I said this, I think, in my last episode with you. Yep. Personal comfort level is so key in order to see results. You have to feel comfortable with that person who's going to help you transform your body. You have to feel comfortable. Yeah. And it requires a level of vulnerability. Okay. Right. So my reasons for not wanting to do that is because I felt that I would not be able to get to that level of comfortability and be vulnerable. So I said, you know what? I think I can be vulnerable with the woman. I'm going to stay with the woman. I learned later that was not necessarily the case. That mindset has everything to do with how comfortable you feel and how vulnerable you feel.
Absolutely.
I made up in my mind that that's what I wanted to do, because your training program was a good fit for me. Okay. The knowledge you had, information you had about what I wanted was a good fit for me.
Right. Right.
So I dismissed male, female, and looked at the program to see what works best for me. And your program was one that was going to work for me. Mm-hmm. Okay. Mm-hmm. Now, I believe, in my opinion, that if a trainer shows knowledge, professionalism, and he comes off with, or she comes off with professionalism, that's the key thing. And he has the program, or she has the program that you want, you know what? You go for that.
Right.
So I disagree with the gentleman, the husband, who stated the only one who's going to train my wife is me. I disagree with that. With this condition, if there are no underlying issues,
that's good. That's good.
This is where this conversation is going to kind of go a lot.
Absolutely, because there absolutely has to be some type of underlying issue.
Right.
Gotcha.
If there is no underlying issue that would give you pause, okay, and your spouse comes to you and says, I found this trainer and he is so great, blah, 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 and there's trust between your spouse or your significant other and yourself, then I'm not going to go down a rabbit hole that doesn't exist. I'm not going to go down a rabbit. I'm not going to say, oh, he's a man, so you cannot. That's like saying, oh, you work in an office with several male persons. Oh, you can't go to that office.
Right.
Rainer brought up some very good points. Oh, your hairdresser is a male. No, you got to get a female hairdresser. Mm-hmm. Oh, your doctor is a male. No, the bottom line is, if the person getting the service is comfortable and there are no underlying issues with your significant other or spouse, you know what? Go for the service that's going to benefit you the most. So therefore, I disagree with conditions with the husband. Mm-hmm. Now, the thing that the trainer said, that was true. Listen, there are bad apples in every bunch.
Absolutely.
Okay? You're going to find bad apples in every bunch. So you might have, out of 10, 7 going to do the right thing, and 3 going to be looking cross-eyed or something like that. Mm-hmm. So you have to try the spirit, by the spirit. And here's the thing. You know when something doesn't feel right.
Right.
And I think that the spouse should trust again, being married, I'm not speaking from textbook. I'm speaking from real life, hands down, boots on the ground experience. Mm-hmm. You have to have a trust in your spouse. And your spouse has to trust you to make decisions that are best for the two of you and best for yourself. So there are a lot of things that we have to take into consideration to look at both sides of these opinions in order to really, bring light to it.
That's good. That's good. I'm gonna read something from the comments, and then I'm gonna give you my opinion on what you think are saying.
Okay.
So Anthony Franklin, how you doing, my boy? Anthony says, is there a contract or boundary set prior to working out? Do these things come up before training begins? How do you as a male, no, how do you as the opposite, make the opposite sex feel comfortable and trusting that there will be no other intentions? Great question.
Great question.
How do you, he's asking me, how do you as a trainer bring comfort to your client in this particular area?
Mm-hmm.
So what I tend to do, Anthony, to answer your question, what I tend to do is when I do have situations that come up, the first thing I want to know, if they married, the first thing I want to do your husband know that you are actually working out with a male trainer.
Right.
That's number one. Because I don't want it to be any type of secrecy. I don't want you to try to come to me knowing that he doesn't want you to work out with a trainer, but then you're going to try to work out anyway. So number one, does your husband know that there is a male trainer involved? Right. Yes. Cool. I would love to be able to have the opportunity to speak to the both of you to show him what the actual game plan is for you as a client.
Right.
Number one. Okay. Number two. So yes, that's how I try to make them comfortable. I don't have any outside conversations. When we get here, we're not talking about your personal life. We're not doing any of that. I'm here strictly for business because this is my money.
Right.
Right. And personal trainers, say it again.
It's your livelihood.
It's my livelihood. This is my livelihood. But I've had experiences. Where I have had the female client come, want to work out, did a couple sessions first, because I learned this later on, not realizing the pitfalls that I could get myself into, right? So in the very beginning of my workout plans or my business, I actually had a female that actually came to me. We was worked out for about 2 weeks. No, actually about 2 months, about a month, actually. We worked about a month, got great results, got some good results. And then the husband found out there was actually a male training her. Mm. And immediately when he met me, because he wanted to meet me. So when he met me, immediately he told her, no, you can't work out with him. You can't work out with him. So she came back and said she couldn't work out with him. I then turned her over to a female trainer that I knew. And unfortunately, that didn't work out. Okay. So he not only messed up a potential relationship where he could have got the great results for his wife, yes, but now she's not getting any results now.
Wow.
Based upon that type of scenario. Because we didn't have the conversation about his insecurities, because basically there had to be something else going on, like you talked about earlier. Right. That was the underlying issue. Now, here's the thing. I would, as a trainer, if a female came to me, a woman came to me, and she says, I don't feel comfortable, working out with a male trainer, I could respect it a whole lot more than the provisions given by the spouse.
Right.
Does that make sense? Then they're not doing it because the spouse said you can't do it. Right. If you come to me based upon who you know you are and say, hey, I don't feel comfortable working out with a male trainer, I can receive that and I can respect it a whole lot more than you telling me my husband said I can't work out with a male trainer.
Right. So here's the thing, and I agree with you on two things you said. One, I think it's a great practice to put in place that if you have a female trainer, that contract that your viewer mentioned, having something written, right? Yeah. And requiring that if you're married and if the client feels so comfortable, say, hey, I would like to sit down with you and your spouse.
That's it now. Yeah.
A possibility, you might get both of them.
That's good.
That's one thing. And then you want to bring that comfort level, right, to the spouse. You want to bring that comfort level to the spouse. And then at that point, if either one of them say no, then of course you're gonna respect your spouse, even if you don't necessarily agree, and you're gonna do what is in the best interest of your marriage. Right. But I do think that having that initial conversation and wanting to meet the spouse is super, super important. Now let's flip the script.
Let's do it.
Let's say the trainer is married. Mm-hmm. The male trainer is married.
Yeah.
The wife says, "Oh, I only want you to work with male clients." It's the same. It's the same thing. It's the same thing.
Absolutely.
There's some professions that's just not realistic.
I can't even be a gynecologist now. I can't even go.
I mean, you can't be an attorney if you have female clients. You see what I'm saying? I mean, the list could go on and on and on. And again,
once you go down that rabbit trail,
yeah,
you're going down that rabbit trail.
Yeah, where does it end?
Where's it in?
It's an endless rabbit trail.
Absolutely.
You just keep falling. So I think that, again, having been married, respect the institution of marriage
Absolutely.
to the utmost. You always want to make your spouse feel comfortable, do what you can. But there are some things, Chris, and again, this is where this conversation is going to veer into other directions. Listen, there is no cure for deep insecurity.
That's good.
Another person cannot change deep insecurity.
No.
That is something that internally you have to work on.
Mm-hmm.
That's a personal development thing. There's a song back in the day. It's called "I Destroyed Your Love with My Insecurity." I ain't gonna try to sing it, although I could.
You're going to sing the song, Jackie boy.
I'm trying to sing it. But my point is, you have to know, and don't get me wrong. I think that as a spouse, you have to know the weakness because we all have them.
Sure, that's good.
There's no person walking the face of the earth that does not have weaknesses.
That's good.
And the reason why I choose you over you, or you choose me over them, is because you understand and accept my weaknesses, my shortcomings, and you work with me with them.
That's good.
Okay? So the insecurity thing, like I'm telling you, there's only something, because it gets to a point where, you spoke to that person too long. Oh, why were you only talking? Oh, why did you hold the door for them? It gets crazy. And before you know it, you're in a whole situation. So again, I agree with the trainer with conditions. And so for me, I would say all the things you would put in place, have something in writing that talks about professionalism and how either party at any time can end this contractual agreement or end this working relationship if either party feels uncomfortable. That just protects you, and it lets the client know, guess what? This guy is serious about what he's doing. He's all about his business. Number two, ask to speak with the spouse, to meet with them together, so you can build a relationship with him. You know what I'm saying? Because a man's role is to protect his wife. And there are things, and listen, if you acting in your God called ability to protect, guess what? You're looking for predators, and you just want to make sure she's safe.
Right.
So I think at the end of the day, the husband in the video was just wanting to protect his wife. But
so let me ask you a question then. So something that you said was, you said to protect his wife, but protect from who?
So here's the thing. I think that, and I'm not a man, so you probably can speak this better than me, but I think in having been married and understanding some of the things that my husband, shared and talked about, how whatever, I think that men just have a natural, it's just innate. It's innate. It could be something as simple as going to the store and somebody look at her wrong. Right. It's just innate. So you're always going to be like, okay, well, who is this? Who is this person? Because that's in your nature. Right. That's in your nature. And I think your personality, depending on the type of personality you have, will determine how that nature is played out. You know what I'm saying? If you're going to be more subtle, if you're going to be like real rough with it, it just depends on your personality type. Right. But at the end of the day, I think every man, your role, and if you take on that role as protector, it's just in your nature to do that. So and really on the wife's part, being a wife, it's my responsibility to go to them and say, hey, babe, guess what? I got a wonderful trainer. His name is Christopher Allen. I would love for you to meet him. Right. And if there are no underlying issues, that husband's probably going to say, okay, let's meet. Right. Let's see what's up with this. So I think, again, underlying things probably have a lot to do with both positions that both of these gentlemen had in this video. Right.
Because what do you think that misconception that male trainers are inherently problematic or untrustworthy, what do you think that came from?
I just think it is again, I think it goes back to, this is some street term, but game, no game. You know what I mean? The fox can outfox the fox. Right. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of those little sayings and a lot of those beliefs, and so again, I'm not a man, so I can't speak to this, in totality. Right. But what I do know is that men just, you want to see. It's like if you had a daughter, okay,
Right.
a sister, you want to make, mama, you want to make sure she is good at all times. And so, and I think sometimes, and again, this conversation might veer all like this. Sometimes I think that, let me get rid of this guy. Sometimes I think that men who have know what they've done, right?
Oh,
maybe they're bringing that into other situations.
Sure.
So projecting that.
Now you're projecting.
On every situation they come into. And you're hypersensitive now. Some of it might be warranted and some of it may not be. So you have to break that hypersensitivity down, and you have to deal with every component of that. Like everybody ain't out to get it.
Right.
And you again, I feel try the spirit by the spirit. Listen, you can meet somebody and you can get your spirit can tell you a lot of things if you're in tune with it. But if there are no underlying issues and you're really trying to be fair, then I think it would behoove every husband to meet their spouse's trainer and then make the assessment based on that.
That's good. Let me ask you, how do you think male trainers can what in your opinion, working with a male trainer, how do we as men be more professional to make it clear to both the client and the spouse what the intentions are? In your opinion, what do you think the best way to do that would be?
So, I am a very linear thinker. 1 + 1 will always equal 2. You know what I'm saying? And so my thing is put things out in the front, put things out in the open in the front. So let's say the female comes to you and say, hey, I need to gain, some arm stuff. I want to fix my back. I got a little extra pudge in my midsection. When you work out that program and everything's written, it's very clear, it's linear, it's understood, and you sit down with that client and say, okay, this is what this is going to be. This is what we're going to have to do. We're going to work on this. We're going to do this. It's going to require this. This is your as a trainer, that's a lot of work, but that's your job. Okay, that's your job. You're going to outline what needs to happen and how you need to work out in order to do that. And guess what? When you sit down with the spouse and you all go over the program plan and you go through those things, and that may be an extra measure that I think a trainer should put into the program to sit down and go over everything, because all it does, it adds to the professionalism. And it adds to, listen, I am serious and about business. And I think that would give a comfort level to the spouse and to the husband. And unless something goes left, there shouldn't be an issue. Again, we cannot address, deep-rooted insecurity or fear, because those things, you just can't, you don't have it. There's not enough paper and enough program outlines in the world to address that.
I'm not going to be able to outrun that hamster in your head. I'm not going to be able to outrun him.
No. And if it gets to a point that it's like that, then guess what? That client and that family just wasn't the right fit.
Right. That's a very tiring position to be in when you're trying to outrun someone's insecurities. You're not going to be able to do. No matter how many things you put in place, you're not going to be able to do. That's something that they need to work on now. Let me ask you this. I got two questions for you. So have you, since we've been working out, I'm your personal trainer, and I love how you call me your personal trainer. You've been saying it forever. And when you introduce me, you're like, this is my personal trainer. Since I love that, I respect that.
Yeah.
What is some of the conversations that you received from some of your colleagues, some of your friends, some of your females, some of your males, when they find out that Jackie Boy is actually working out with a male trainer? What does that conversation look like?
Listen, I have had so many people come and say, oh my gosh, OMG, JB, look at you, blah, blah, blah. Go. I've had people wanting to, as a client can be a personal trainer's walking advertisement.
Absolutely.
So because I'm so excited about the results I've seen, and again, I talked about how I ain't seen all of them, right? But the ones I have seen, I am 100% better than where I was. Haven't seen all of them. And so as a walking advertisement, those people who are saying, man, you look so great. Oh man, you look, you don't eat the same, or whatever the case may be. that is business for the personal trainer. It just inherently, it just happens. Right. You know, it's not anything you're trying to do. You just become the walking advertisement. So to females and to males, one of my friends from school just called you this week talking about, hey, I'm getting on, I want to start. You know, I've had, just various members. So I think that it's important that, again, you have that relationship with your trainer, or you trust the trainer for what he or she is being paid to do. And I say being paid to do. And if it's happening the way you all have agreed, and there are no issues, guess what? That person is going to be, word of mouth is the best advertisement. Right. So let me ask you a question.
Let's go.
So now let's flip it a little bit.
Okay.
Because just like the man accused, or just said he's not going to have anybody else training his wife, what about female clients who come in with not the best intentions, and they come in to meet with the trainer and work with the trainer, but they have some ulterior motives? How do you handle that?
So yeah, I've had that. And I don't cross the lines. I don't cross the lines. And the reality is, as long as you're paying me for the services that I'm giving you, and I'm not crossing the lines, and I'm not allowing you to cross the lines, I can't tell you, I can't control what your intentions are. I can't control what you think you hope may happen. I can't control any of that. All I know is we work out Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. You say you're going to be here at 6 a.m. and you're going to clear that check at the end of the month. And as long as these things are taking place, all of your intentions, all of your thoughts, all of that. I'm about to start me a fans only page. You go to that fans only page, you probably get more content over there.
All right, keep going.
I'm saying, but I keep it very, very pure. Like, I can't control the intentions that you have.
Right.
As long as you don't cross the line, and as long as you do what you say you're going to do, I'll be here Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. Whatever that time slot is that you're paying me for, I'm going to be here. Period.
So you ever had a situation where you've had to end a client-trainer relationship because of intentions you knew were not what they should be?
I didn't have to. Here it is. I think if you make your intentions clear on what you will and will not accept, a mature adult will walk away. So I never had to say, I'm no longer going to work with you.
Yes.
But I've had them walk away from it once they realize it's not going in that direction.
Got it.
You know what I'm saying? Yes. The following month is, okay, you know what? I decided that, whatever. I'm not going to be able to continue this workout. No problem.
Right.
And you leave it right there. Right. You know what I'm saying? But you already know in the back of your mind, I know why this wasn't.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because you go from I'm going to commit from a year to all of a sudden I'm only going to commit 30 days.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So whatever your intentions is, I can't control that. All I know is what my intentions are going to be. And as long as I stay firm on what my intentions are, I'm good.
Yes.
Now, here's the thing. I was in a relationship to the kind of somebody like, but if the shoe was on the other foot. I've been in a relationship before where I had the girl I was in a relationship, she had a personal trainer. Because sometimes what happens is when you're in relationship, sometimes hard-headedness comes in too. You know what I'm saying? Folk don't want to really listen. Even though I'm trying to tell you something to do, if you don't want to really listen to me and I want you to have the results, it's okay to go get somebody else that you're going to listen to better. Does that make sense?
Got it.
Yeah. And so I didn't have any problem with it because at the end of the day, I'm not going to chase that hamster. I'm not going to chase what what should. I'm not going to chase that hamster.
Right.
If you cheat, I've already drawn the line in the sand.
Right.
Unacceptable. Foul. Flag on the play. You out. I'm done. So I'm not going to sit up and try to chase and try to create boundaries around you just in case you're going to cheat. Because the reality is she's not cheating with the guy at the gym. Right. It's the guy in cubicle B that you got to be worried about. You know that $70,000, $80,000 job that you send her to every single day? It's that cubicle B, the one that's bringing her donuts when she, you know what I'm saying? It's the one that's bringing her cupcakes and sliding her notes. That's the one you should be worried about. But you're not going to let her quit that job, though. You pay too much. but you're gonna try to put boundaries around this other thing.
Stay on that job.
Stay on that job. and then you just say, tell that joker, don't send you no notes. That's what you're gonna do. But you're not gonna make it quit the job.
Right. Right.
You see what I'm saying?
That is such a good point. I was going to say that again, we kind of what we said earlier. I mean, you could really go down an endless rabbit hole with this. You know what I mean? Because people work every day. You know, they have mechanics. I mean, you know what I'm saying? It's like you could eat on either side, whether it's the male, whether it's the husband or the wife.
Right.
You know, and so I think the level of trust and the level of security that you have within yourself, and the level of communication you have with your spouse is key. And if for some reason your spouse has a problem with something and it's expressed and they really have a problem with it, then you respect that. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
You respect it.
Because in a relationship, you have to.
You have to. I mean, it's
about a relationship, and I knew that there was some underlying stuff that I couldn't control.
Right.
And I knew that there was an issue. Out of respect, I'll be like, you know what? But I wouldn't go and say, hey, I want to work out with you, Jackie boy. But my old lady, you know, she's saying that, you know, it ain't a good idea for me and you to work out together. No, it's my decision. I understand the dynamics of what's going on in my house. I know that I didn't do what I was supposed to do before, and now I have sown a seed of insecurity in my wife. And out of respect for her, I want to protect her. And so therefore I'm gonna say, I'm not gonna work out with you, Jackie boy.
Right, exactly. And
that's because I respect my relationship.
That's exactly right. Because again, if that's an underlying issue, something that you know is, as we say, operating in the DOS.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Then you know that that's going on, and that's what's driving these feelings or these emotions. And so you have to take that into consideration.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's good.
Yeah.
So let me ask you a question. So you talked about working out with male training. We've been working out for a while now.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think some of the benefits that you've seen by working out with a male trainer? Because you've had both. You've had male and female. Yeah. So give me some of the benefits that you've seen. Good, bad, or different. It doesn't really matter.
Yeah. So I don't see any difference from male or female. Okay. I just see the difference in the program.
It's in the quality, in the personality. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Explain on that. Talk about that.
I have a friend right now, and she's thinking about getting her personal training license. It'll be some time down the road. Mm-hmm. But I mean, her personality and my personality, we are hitting it. You know what I'm saying? She invited me to come and just hang out with her for a little bit a couple months ago, and I've been following her and I watch her. I know her from my real estate world, and I've always loved her personality. I am a relationship personality person.
Right.
All day, every day. All day, every day. I don't follow the herd. I don't follow the crowd. If I have a relationship with you, and if I have, and I'm talking relationship, like there's some interaction with us, and it's good energy, I'm there. I'm there. Mm-hmm. Now I have to make it so to me, I think on the other side, I had a for lack of a better term, an ignorant way of thinking, which says, oh, I can only be vulnerable and only be open with a female.
Gotcha.
So that was an ignorant way of thinking, because that's not true.
Right.
I think it's the program and it's the personality of the trainer and how the two work, how they mesh to determine if it's going to work or not. Mm-hmm. Period. Mm-hmm. So I don't say, oh, I have to work with a male. Now, I will say, I've heard women say, oh, I don't necessarily want to work with a male trainer because all they focus on is muscle. I've heard that. Like,
okay, talk about that. So can you explain that to me? When you say that, what do they?
What all men want to do, and I've heard more than 5 women say this about male trainers. They say, oh, the first thing a man wants to do is they want to bulk you up, and I don't want to get bulked. I don't want to be bulked. Now, right? I don't want to be bulked. I think females like to still have a soft look. You know what I mean? We're not working out to train. We just want to be in better shape. We want to be able to be healthy. But I have heard females say, oh, no. I don't want to work with, and it has nothing to do with their spouse or their significant other. I don't want to work with a guy because all they want to do is just bulk you up.
Right.
I want to stay soft.
Right. So I've heard that. I've heard that before.
You know what I'm saying? And I've heard female trainers say that the reason why females are different This is their, because we don't go. The first thing they're not going for is trying to build. You know, they're not trying to bulk you up. So I think there's an opportunity to dispel that myth.
Right.
There's an opportunity there. You know, so I have a friend of mine, Dr. Fitness, as a matter of fact, and he does EMS, electrical muscle stimulation, right? And so he has a clientele that's specifically for people over 50 who may have joint issues. Then, again, another option here. But my point is, he says, okay, if you've had some joint problems and you really can't do that real hard workout, this is a perfect opportunity. So again, it's the program. That's a program. And he's a male, but he has plenty of female clients and he has male because it's the program. So the program has to fit the client. I learned that because I was under just ignorant way of thinking. Oh, I want to work with the female because I can be more vulnerable and I can be more open. I learned that dispelled when I got with my trainer, Mr. Christopher Allen. No, it took me a minute because I had to let go of what I thought and just say, you know what, you had the program I wanted, you had the temperament I needed, and it just worked out.
Right. A lot of times, you know, Christine said, yeah, I heard that too. Christine's one of my clients. So yeah. So I've had.
Do I know Christine? Is she
Christine Griggs?
No, I don't
know Christina Griggs. Do you know? I don't know. Christine, do you know Jackie Boyd? Type in the Christina, if you're still there, type in the comments. I know Jackie Boyd and tell her where you know her from.
Okay.
But I've heard females. I've had female clients come to me and say, I don't want to get bulky. I don't want to get too big. That's the misconception is this. A lot of times, she said, hey, a lot of times what's happening is you're looking at these female bodybuilders. That's the mindset that they're having. They're these female bodybuilders, which is unnatural a lot of times. They're doing things unnatural to make them look like that. You as a natural female coming into the gym, doing these little weights that we're going to do, you're not going to ever look like that.
Wow.
Ever.
Yeah.
Now, here's the thing. A lot of times, I remember Angela Bassett on some of her movies, the female, she used to always talk about how great Angela Bassett looked. You know, her arms was amazing. Her back was amazing. Guess what? Angela Bassett, she lifting weights. That's the only way that you're going to get that type of muscle is if you lifting weights. Right. You talk about you want to be around here being soft. Well, if you don't lift weights, you're going to be soft. I mean, you soft now. I mean, but once you start lifting weights, that's going to create that muscle definition, that hardness that you're looking for. That's what the Angela Bassett has. She has that muscle definition. So when you look at her, you can say she works out. She ain't gonna never be no bodybuilder. She ain't gonna never be on stage with man arms.
Right.
That's not what she. I don't give a damn how many times she goes to the gym. She's never ever gonna look like that. A lot of times that stuff, 90-some% of the time, is unnatural. These individuals, there's a competition for that. They're injecting their bodies to make them look this certain way. You as a natural person just walking around this earth, just trying to look good in your clothes, just trying to make sure that you're not flabby underneath the arms and your back. One of my clients today actually put on social media her back definition. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Which is a powerful thing because she didn't have that in the very beginning. But one of the things that she wanted to work on was her back.
It's her back.
You know what I'm saying? You want to, you want to unbig your back. You want to go, you want to have when you have your bathing suit on, you want to make sure that thing is looking tight. Right.
You want to unbig your back. I like that. Unbig your back.
Unbig your back. We're going to unbig your back. I ain't going to say that to a female when they come in, though. I know what you want. You want me to unbig that back. That's what you want me to do. I ain't going to say it, though. Unica, what's going on, my friend? Unica, you listen. Talking about female trainers. Unica is probably one of the top female trainers that we actually have in the city. She's absolutely amazing. She does stretch therapy, physical trainer. She's doing her thing. So kudos to you, my sister. But yeah, they come in. You're never ever going to look like a bodybuilder on stage. And so get that out your mind. Just because you get in that gym, you start lifting weights, you got a long way to go. Trust me, you got a long way to go before you actually start looking like them bodybuilders like that.
I know one of the ladies, and that's what I thought when you mentioned Christine, I thought that was her name. One of the women that we talk to often when we're in the gym is the lady who said, hey, she saw you, working out, and then she signed up with you.
Oh, Cheryl.
Cheryl.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah.
So she wanted to be trained for competition.
Yes.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So she wanted to be trained for competition. Yeah.
Yes.
So listen, I think again, it goes back to communication, and I think, and I don't know if you do this, but I know this is something maybe you want to think about. But having that program when the person sits down with you, and it's like when I'm taking an intake and I, with a buyer or seller, and we talk about what are your goals? What do you want? I go through a series of questions with them. What's your time frame? What are you looking for? How do you want me to help you? Because at the end of the day, it's a relationship.
Absolutely.
It's a relationship. And so I'm not going to know what your needs are if you don't express them to me.
That's
right.
Good.
And as the professional, right, I take my responsibility as the professional very, very seriously. You know what I mean? And I have to understand that you don't know this profession. You don't know what goes in, the ins and outs, the ups and downs, everything that goes along with trying to get to a certain destination.
Yep.
Clients don't either. They just know, hey, I want to unbig my back. They don't know how they're going to do it. Right. So I think sitting down with them and really spending 30 minutes of a console talking about how we're going to get there, how you're eating, really, really connecting with that client. That will go such a long way, because you might realize after that 30-minute consultation, this isn't going to work. And it's okay.
It's good.
It's okay.
It's good. Yep. It's about relationship. And my clients would tell you that I have a relationship where, and I think there's a difference between personal training and group training. I don't do group training. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to have 15 people in the room and then we just, because I don't believe it's a one size fits all. Right? I'm more personal training. I don't have nothing against the group training. I'm just more focused on that personal one-on-one. Yep. Tell me what you're trying to accomplish. Tell me the time frame that you're trying to accomplish in, and then I can tell you how I can help, or I can't help, or let me think, or let me send you somewhere else, whatever that may be. But that comes from that personal relationship. That comes from me listening, understanding what it is that you're trying to accomplish. One of my clients, when we were lifting weights, as we were developing, she was getting kind of heavy. She was bulking up, and I get it. So it's up to me to say, hey, listen, we need to cut back in this particular area, because I can see, based upon some of the exercises that we're doing, your body's responding a completely different way. But that's me understanding how the body is actually working and being truly intentional about what her goals were.
Wow.
You see what I'm saying? Therefore, we had to cut back on some of her exercises, incorporate some other exercises so she can get the results that she's looking for. And then when we started incorporating that, now it's like, oh my God, I can't believe I've never seen that muscle before. I've never seen that definition. And I'm gonna tell you something else, Jackie boy.
Yes.
I know this whole thing is talking about the dilemma from men telling their wives or girlfriends, hey, I don't want you to work out with a male trainer. But I'm gonna tell you what's a blessing. When you actually have that spouse, that male figure, that man, the husband or the boyfriend on the other side, and they're encouraging her to come see me because they've seen the results that she's getting and they've seen the confidence that she's gotten back. Wow. We're not gonna say no names here, but one of my clients, and I love this individual, absolutely amazing. Her husband actually was on board, and she told him that she was gonna work out with him. We had a phone conversation. He was on board with it. He encouraged it. He was like, listen, where you want me to send the money? He sent me the money. He sent the money from his Zelle account, which I was like, bet, because it had his name on the top of it. But I'm going to tell you something. When we start working out, the transformation that she received and her confidence that she got back, he actually called me to thank me.
Wow.
He called me. He said, man, I hadn't seen this version of my wife in so long.
Wow.
Thank you.
That had to make you feel great.
And here's the thing. It got to the point that when she was, tired or finna make an excuse, it was him on the other end saying, no, you need to go see it. You need to go.
Right.
You need to go. That's a powerful thing. Because as a woman, your confidence, a lot of times a woman's confidence in how she feels about herself.
Exactly.
And if all I did was give you a little bit of encouragement to show you how the body got the results that we're looking for to get an extra percentage or whatever it is of confidence, so you could take that thing back home and the person who you're going to be dealing with is going to be receiving that.
Right.
Man, I'm good.
That's amazing. You know what, Chris, that says a lot about you. And this is not to blow smoke.
You can blow. Go ahead.
But
take my flowers right now.
I'm gonna give you your flowers because I just talked about that on my podcast. Give people their flowers when they can see them and smell them, right? Mm-hmm. Give them their accolades. So here's the thing. The fact that you take what you do so seriously, and you operate in integrity, that's why that man was able to call you like that. He felt comfortable. There was nothing you did that made him feel uncomfortable. But you know what it also says? There's no but. The other thing that it says is that their relationship was solid.
Solid. That's it. That's it. That's it.
There was communication, trust, and he loved his wife enough to say, "Hey, I want to see her happy and feeling good about herself. And if this is what's doing it, thank you. Keep doing it." That says a lot about you. It's also a reflection on that relationship.
That's good.
But imagine that same couple with a relationship that wasn't solid, you operating in the same level of integrity. You can't address that. You can't change that because that relationship came to you, with some issues that your work, your training her was going to impact negatively. You know what I mean? But it had nothing to do with you. So my encouragement to you is to continue always operating at the utmost of integrity. Not that you wouldn't, but I'm just saying that goes a long way in any type of business when you're working with people and you are responsible. You have more knowledge. The Bible says, "To whom much is given, much is required." So to whom the greater knowledge and understanding is given, there is more required of you. There is more responsibility on you to operate in a way that you are protecting the public, right? That you are making sure that you are not taking advantage or exploiting in any way. How dare you? And so I think that continue operating like that, and you're going to just go extremely far with this, with your training and your business.
Yeah. Listen, we're gonna open up. Does anybody got any questions? I mean, Jackie boy, we said a lot tonight.
We did.
We're coming to the end of the show. I mean, you came on the show and you dropped it. You came authentic, raw, as you do every single time.
Yeah.
And I appreciate you so much.
You make it easy, brother. I'm just saying. And I was like, remember when you talked to me about that video? I'm like, hey, Chris, we want to show that video. That's a family-friendly podcast here. They say it's a
family-friendly podcast, Jackie boy. Listen.
All that words, and we don't want everybody to hear it. Chris,
it is what it is.
We all adults.
We all adults. They saying it at home. They saying it at home.
You think they're saying it at home?
They're saying it at home, Jackie
boy.
You don't think they're saying it at home?
I don't know. I don't think everybody's saying that at home.
Yeah.
I don't think everybody's saying those words at home, Chris. Not everybody.
Antoinette Caldwell, thank you so much. Great discussion. Antoinette's one of my clients. She's doing an amazing thing. The next 90 days is going to be extremely amazing. She got some great goals. So I'm looking forward to that. Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah. All right, Jackie boy. I'm gonna let you have the floor. I'm gonna let you have the final say.
The final say. So
am I gonna let you have the final say before I do the closing, or should I do the closing and then let you have the final say? What you want me to do?
Listen, this is your show, brother. This is the.
I'm gonna let you say your last few words. How about that?
You have the final say.
I'm gonna have the final say, but I'm gonna let you have the final words of encouragement. Go ahead and give some people some words of encouragement. That's it.
So we talked about how the underlying issues can impact how you flow and how you move. Okay. And so if someone is dealing with something that is causing them to feel insecure, feel doubtful, or afraid, you as a trainer can't do anything with that.
Right.
And don't take it personal. There's some things that we can impact, and other things. I was listening to Darius Daniels, and he said some people are just not teachable, right? Some people are just not trainable. Everybody is not going to be your client.
That's good.
Everyone is not. As my mama said, Jackie, you can't win them all. But Jackie boy gonna try to win them all because that's just what I do. But you can't win them all. So you have to know that. You have to be okay with that, whether it's in training or whatever. And then for the clients, know the program. The program is what drives what you do. Not a male, not a female, the program. And wherever and whatever you feel most comfortable in. So if you feel most comfortable with a male or female, then go with what you feel most comfortable with.
What you feel comfortable with. Absolutely.
That's it.
Because it's about results.
It's about
what you feel comfortable with. It's going to get you the results that you're looking for. Go that direction.
Exactly.
Go that direction.
Go in that direction. Yeah.
Listen, it's been an absolutely amazing show, Jackie Boyd. I appreciate you so much. Just gracing us with your presence. And at the drop of a dime, Jackie Boy was like, "Yeah, I'm there. Let's do it." And so I always appreciate your friendship. I appreciate your enthusiasm. I appreciate your grace that you give me. I appreciate you everything that you're doing, and I appreciate you in my life. So, with that being said, I appreciate everybody who's actually chimed in. I know this is probably this is the third or fourth show, third show, I think it is, third show, and we're growing. Every time I'm getting better and better. You see, we got the little podcast room. You see the little podcast stuff. Y'all see it. So we're just getting better and better. So, and that's what life is about. And I told you in the very beginning of this journey that everything wasn't going to be perfect. But as we're growing into this, it's going to get perfect. It's going to get better and better. And the only thing we're doing now is we're taking one foot in front of the other. And so I encourage you, if you have an idea, a concept, something that you want to do, and you're waiting, you're sitting back, waiting on this thing to be perfect. You're waiting on all the I's to be dotted and all the T's to be crossed. Listen, it ain't going to happen like that. Success like speed. So go ahead and start moving toward the direction that you want to go, and things will start happening. So a lot of times people get ready, they aim, and then they fire. No, some of us is out here firing. We're going to aim later, and then we're going to get ready. That's what we're doing out here. And so I encourage you, if you got that idea, you got something you want to accomplish, don't wait. Go ahead and get it done now.
That's right.
Let's get it done. That's it. So listen, come back next week. Be back here next Thursday, 8 o'clock. I got a special guest next week. I got Dr. McGowan who's going to be on the show next week.
My brother.
Yeah, man. He's my chiropractor. Been seeing him for a minute, and he's doing some amazing things. And so next week, we're going to have him on the show, going to be gracing us with his presence. And he's going to be dropping a lot of nuggets and jewels. And so I'm looking forward to that show. And so again, listen, go out there and be great. Don't talk about it. Be about it.
Be about it. All right.
Peace.
Bye.